everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, during the past 2 days, the Bitcoin price was trading under a tight range between 9,000 and 9,200. This untypical stability by Bitcoin is just showing how indecisive the primary cryptocurrency is. What is for sure is that a wild price move is likely to take place over the next few days following the Saturday's price plunge, reaching out to a new 30-day low. We expected a price pullback. On our recent price analysis, we predicted such pullback, telling by the oversold RSI levels and the declining number of sellers. The pullback reached approximately 9,200, which was more than $400 worth of a correction since Saturday's low. Not surprisingly, the 9,200 is also a 38.2% fib retracement level of the past week's drop. This level now becomes the most critical level to watch for the short term of Bitcoin. This one says crypto whale drains enormous Bitcoin wallet worth $936 million US dollars. This one says institutional Bitcoin traders think that the top is in. Factors to consider. And this one says Bitcoin flips bearish as dreaded death cross returns. Remember I said, it's been about 2 months now, that every week, or rather the weeks flip-flop. 1 week is negative Bitcoin news, the next week is negative Ethereum news, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. When Bitcoin has very negative news, Ethereum tends to be pushed further into the spotlight. I'm not exactly sure why this is happening. I'm not sure if the news is simply coordinated or exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but it seems to always be this way week after week. If Bitcoin's doing very well, Ethereum's doing terribly. If Ethereum's doing absolutely great, Bitcoin cannot for its life rise up in price. A lot of people are saying that a lot of the lower volatility that we've been experiencing and the lower transaction volumes over the last couple of weeks are a big indicator that Bitcoin is about to have a very big move, that it could be downwards. I'm seeing a lot of people quoting 7,000, 7,200, 7,500. I saw a 6,800. I didn't see anything below 5,000. It's been a while, thank goodness, since I've seen anyone spouting that ridiculousness, because it's just simply, Bitcoin's not going to 1,000 unless something like incredibly detrimental happens to the entirety of the cryptocurrency space. This one right here, every single time we have a whale movement or a huge amount of Bitcoin gets sent back and forth, or even a small amount of Bitcoin. Remember the 2,000 crypto, the 2,000 Bitcoin that got sold off and Bitcoin's price just had to move down. So whenever we see a movement like this, people are always wondering, is this going to a cryptocurrency exchange? Is it simply moving to another wallet? Does this person have the intention of selling off their Bitcoin that they have moved, and therefore are they trying to lower and or sink the price? As far as institutional Bitcoin traders thinking the top is in, sure, why not? There are a lot of institutional investors and traders who also thought before that Bitcoin was never going to pass by 500, by 10,000, and they dare not even mention the $20,000 number. So the point to be made is that no one knows. However, this is clearly bearish Bitcoin week, as apparently Bitcoin has crossed had its death cross return, and there were tons of other articles like this as well. There's one particular website who is they're very clickbaity. It was all this stuff about Bitcoin needs to do this, and if Bitcoin doesn't do that, Bitcoin's in for trouble, and the wider cryptocurrency space is in for trouble. But at the same exact time on their website, they had all these other coins that you've never heard of. They're talking about how well they're going to do. Anyway, yeah, nothing really significant Bitcoin price-wise. However, starting off the week is only Tuesday, and we're getting a lot of Bitcoin needs to do this, or Bitcoin's not going to be in a good position, or Bitcoin's going to be falling. Who's moving all of these coins? And the worrying signs that Bitcoin may have new lows. I give it until Friday or Saturday. We'll probably see that shift already, where apparently Bitcoin's looking great once again, and Ethereum has something wrong with it. Also in the news, as I was saying, it says Ethereum posts impressive performance as DeFi and stablecoins continue to grow. Decentralized finance is becoming more popular, and the ecosystem is seeing tremendous growth. The platform behind DeFi, Ethereum, is also growing impressively as a result of this expansion. Several data have shown that major growth since the year 2020 started. More recent data still confirms the rapid rate at which Ethereum is evolving. Among other things, Ethereum's number of transactions is experiencing a parabolic breakout, according to Coin Metrics data. Ethereum is known as the platform that hosts more stablecoins, which is currently in increasingly high demand in other ERC20 cryptocurrencies. It is also the terrace upon which... Who wrote this? It's also the terrace upon which smart contracts and dApps are built and deployed. As of March 2020, the number of smart contracts deployed on the blockchain hit a new all-time high of nearly 2 million and had increased by 75% from the previous month. The blockchain also holds half of all functioning dApps, according to the Q1 2020 dApp market from dApp.com, okay, and has well over 600,000 users. This is, I guess, obvious. We know that Ethereum is on a very... I don't want to say a very strong streak. We just know that as of right now, DeFi is the new ICO, and the Ethereum network, while not necessarily being able to take a lot of these transactions and has been slowing down over the last couple of weeks, apparently, I mean, people are still going for it. Everyone thinks that Ethereum is going to be this new mega ultra computer, and yeah, same exact thing with the other. I mean, you've seen the loops and how it goes. I give it once again. I say Thursday or Friday, we're going to start getting more news about how Ethereum is very slow, or there was something about a day or two ago, and I guess that was the end of the last trend. I think one of the DeFi projects was either hacked or someone stole some money. I don't remember the exact situation of what happened, but they were trying to say, like, is Ethereum always vulnerable? And it's like, no, it's a computer program. All these things can... You've all used computers, you know exactly how they function, and this one says Ethereum on-chain data is bursting. Sell-off canceled? Question mark? Who knows? I don't... You all know how I feel about a lot of this. I feel like so many of these things, whenever we get this news or information that the prices are going to be selling off, it does, for me, it does a lot of damage to the cryptocurrency space. Because if you haven't been here for a while, you're not used to these crazy, rapid, up and down, sideways swing movements. You start seeing things like this, and I mean, it's as far as someone telling you that something negative is going to happen to Bitcoin, and you start selling off your Bitcoin, and 3.5 days later it goes up by 7%, and you lost your Bitcoin because you sold it up because of a couple of articles that you've seen around, and you've seen some other cryptocurrency YouTubers who are talking about, I mean, the amount of people, I mean, it's just absolutely insane, the amount of people who have been talking, crypto YouTubers who've been talking negatively about Bitcoin, that this price isn't going to go anywhere, Ethereum's going to go down, you should be looking into this coin. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and it's causing a lot of people who were in this space, are in this space, to get rid of a lot of their coins that they've been accumulating for a very long time because of the fear that someone else is trying to push inside of them. And then we end up getting into the situation where, if at some point in the future, Bitcoin and Ethereum do decide to skyrocket and the cryptocurrency market goes up, and let's say one day in the future, Bitcoin's price reaches $150,000 and these people no longer have their Bitcoin because they've sold it off. What have you? We are, I mean, I don't have to repeat it. This is, I mean, what is it, a day or two away from the beginning of the beginning of all these cryptocurrency projects launching their next iterations and or upgrades. So we'll see. The only bearish thing that's been going on is that there's been less trading volume on cryptocurrency markets. This could be because it's warm outside. Everybody wants to go out and they're going out somewhere, to a beach or to a party or to somewhere else. Maybe they're just not spending as much time as they normally do trading cryptocurrencies. We've seen this every single year over the last, as long as I've been doing this. The summer is always a very lull period. The same exact thing for my online businesses, because people tend to spend a lot less in the summer because they're usually outside more, and therefore they're not on the computer as much, and therefore the computer things don't get as much activity, and that's just kind of how it goes. So nothing really pessimistic and or bearish about the cryptocurrency market. Ethereum's doing just fine. It's still as slow as ever, but people continue to build on top of it. And, you know, very rich people and everyday Joes are still accumulating large amounts of Bitcoin. So that's that news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Hyundai's in the news. Right, yeah, I know, I thought the same. Popular South Korean automobile maker Hyundai, or Hyundai, depending on how you want to pronounce it, crypto services are about to launch as the firm continues to eye the crypto industry. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Reportedly, the firm is close to releasing a range of cryptocurrency-related services it will begin to offer. Hyundai crypto services are about to launch when the firm is known globally. Who wrote this? Is known globally only for automobile production, shipbuilding, and ship arms. However, the firm has been making its crypto debut through its Europe-based HDAX subsidiary. The Europe-based subsidiary is part of the famous automobile maker IT department. It is worthy of mention that the Europe-based subsidiary already released its token and will be expanding its mainnet operations. Hyundai CEO Chung Dae-sun, on the other hand, as per local report Chosun, claims the firm already has 3 registered crypto firms trademarked with the Korean Intellectual Property Office. However, Hyundai is yet to make any statement regarding Chosun's claims. The local Korean outlet believes that Hyundai crypto services, when it launches, would provide rivalry to firms like Kakao. Here's the actual article right here. I can't read it. It's in Korean, but if you can, please have a gander if you so wish. I want to say I'm surprised. I'm not really surprised. Even the name isn't Samsung and all these other people also into the cryptocurrency space as well. I think everyone's just trying their hand, trying to see if they can get into it. I assume they're going to have a Hyundai coin, which is just going to be completely worthless and useless because we don't need another coin out there. It probably has to do with some type of crypto integration for the car and something with the miles and gas usage and a bunch of other things. If they're going to release a cryptocurrency exchange, that'd be the weirdest thing in the entire world. It'd be like Subway sandwiches releasing a cryptocurrency exchange. Anyway, yeah, apparently Hyundai is about to launch crypto services. They've registered trademarks for 3 crypto firms. I mean, this year's already ridiculous, so it's kind of like a why not. I mean, who knows? They might become the 3rd or 4th largest cryptocurrency exchange, and we might all be exchanging car coins. I mean, it's not going to happen, but cool for them. That's the, that's the Hyundai news. Did you expect me to say the word Hyundai today? Like, was that a thing you were thinking I was going to say? Probably not. That's that news. And yeah, let's move on. In super mega ultra confusing news, because this is how it always works out, China's state-sponsored blockchain service network is reportedly moving to start integrating with public blockchains like Ethereum and the Nervos network. News of these potential integrations come just a week after news broke about the BSN utilizing Chainlink oracles to increase the speed and security of transactions taking place on chain. The news seems to bode well for the blockchains and projects involved, and one venture capitalist believes that it will help advance the Chinese crypto sector, which has previously been strangled by regulations. China's BSN is a national blockchain that is backed by the country's State Information Center, China Mobile, UnionPay, and others. Although the country keeps most of the details regarding this initiative secret, it now appears that the BSN is moving to integrate decentralized and public blockchains into their network, including Ethereum and Nervos. According to Hasib Qureshi, a managing partner at the Dragonfly Capital, this integration has been confirmed by multiple sources and is a big deal for the blockchains involved. He said, "I've been informed by multiple sources that China's BSN is going to be integrating with public blockchains, the first of which are Ethereum and Nervos. This is kind of a big deal," he said. While speaking about the state-sponsored blockchain service network, Qureshi explained that this has been a topic of wide debate regarding how involved the Chinese government is, but that the integration of public blockchains like Ethereum is still significant. I don't know, and none of you know what's happening there, but lo and behold, they're also very trendy in regards to 1 week, they release articles saying if you buy crypto within this country, we're going to beat you down in the street. And the next week, the news that we get is that they're releasing cryptocurrency rankings talking about how great some of these blockchains are. And now apparently, China's blockchain service network is going to be integrating Ethereum, Nervos, terrible name, and utilizing Chainlink oracles to increase their speed. I'm shrugging. You can't see me shrugging. I've thought for a very long time. There's probably some work behind the scenes. A number of things are either taking place. They're either accumulating Bitcoin and Ether. They are doing the largest fake out in the entire world. This is going to be the biggest April Fools in the entire century. Or they really just do plan on keeping things exactly the same way. There are PDFs and there's news programs, and the integration with all the decentralized chains tells me otherwise. Don't assume that because they're integrating with decentralized chains that they're going to open up their space. I assume a lot of it has to do with either building things on top of it, utilizing it, making side chains on top of it, and or trying to track transactions. Don't assume that they're now in the moment for a decentralized world. Anyway, that's the confusing news of the day because it just keeps happening over and over. I assume next Tuesday we'll have news that there's now a fine for even thinking the word Bitcoin. Because remember the news that we had a couple of months ago that it was apparently like they were stopping people's texts and messages between each other and on forums. If anyone said the word Bitcoin or mentioned Ethereum or cryptocurrency or decentralized, their account was like destroyed or something like that, and kind of taken away. And then the very next week they were like, oh no, we didn't do that, but it happened to hundreds of people at the exact same time. Anyway, this is, I guess, an instance of another country integrating Ethereum into their systems and or using Ethereum. This is number 8 or 9 at the moment. Wow, a lot of eyes. I wish I could be in the room when these discussions are happening. Like, who decided within the Chinese government, let's start using Ethereum? Is Vitalik Buterin? Do they like text him or call him, or do they like FaceTime him and they're like, hey, can we use your chain? And he's like, yeah, this sounds kind of cool. And he like gives them the password. Like, what? It's clear that people from these corporations or these cryptocurrency companies are at some point maybe involved in these discussions. Don't think that they're not. Look at the news that we've had over the last couple of years, especially all the places that Vitalik has been invited to and chauffeured around inside of. So, it's interesting. In 10 years, we're probably going to have more than half of the countries on this planet using Ether in some sort of way. This also ties into the optimistic, wow, amazing Ethereum news because, it's just that time of the week. Let's move on. Oh, my hand. Oh, crap. Cracked it the wrong way. Next up, you can now earn 5 crypto assets simply by learning about them on Coinbase hours after enabling the buying and selling of Compound on its trading platform. Coinbase added the digital asset to Coinbase Earn. Comp is the native token of the popular decentralized finance protocol known as Compound. The Ethereum-based token allows holders to suggest, debate, and implement changes to the lending platform. Coinbase launched its rewards program in late 2018. The platform, which started with 0x, because we all wanted that coin, has added rewards for those interested in Lumens, Tezos, EOS, Orchids, and now Comp. Wonderful. Coinbase is an investor in the Compound, and it says it plans to hold on to its stake in the company for the time being. Yeah, because they're making a lot of money. I don't assume they're going to be selling it anytime soon. So for those of you who, I used to not talk about this news before, but apparently it tickles a lot of fancies out there. There have been a lot of people who were like, I would love news like this because people want the opportunity to be able to make extra crypto on the side. If you are looking into it, Coinbase now has an option where you can learn about these coins and I think get them for free. I don't remember the exact amount you get. I don't remember. I don't remember if it's $10, $15, or $25. People were talking about it before. Why not? It's free money. That's once again 0x, Stellar, Tezos, EOS, Orchids, and Comp. Let's move on. And to finish things off, the Tezos class action lawsuit from the law firm Block and Leviton, will likely conclude in a $25 million settlement on the 27th of August. Tezos, like many ICOs from 2017, has come under scrutiny from both investors and regulators alike, alleging that the token sale constituted an illegal offering of securities. One, it's usually the SEC who says that when they realize that a company has raised too much money, air quote. The other part being is that investors like to create lawsuits against ICOs when they haven't made back the money that they thought that they were going to make. That's how it works out. There is no chance on this planet that anyone's going to sue a cryptocurrency anything if they made $14 million. Why would you sue them? You just wouldn't. A lot of people in 2017 thought that every single coin was going to skyrocket forever. Don't lie. I know you did. We all did. I remember when Bitcoin was at 20, it was at 18,000 something, scratched the surface of 20,000, started falling down, and I think by the time we got to around 13, 14, 15,000, we were expecting Bitcoin to go up to 35,000 the next week. That's how it was. That's just how things played out. But a lot of coins kept on going down, and this twinkle in everybody's eyes that they had when they had bought into these ICOs just slammed into the ground. Indeed, the U.S. SEC has come down hard on numerous 2017-era ICOs, demanding penalties for securities violations. Even distributions to non-U.S. citizens have come under the SEC's radar, as was the case with Telegram, which is incredible. The fact that a U.S. entity has the right in other countries to be able to say, oh, you also broke the law and therefore give us money. Incredible. The SEC has consequently maintained that most ICOs are indeed unlicensed securities offerings, despite pushback from stakeholders in the country to exempt a wider range of tokens from security regulation. With most jurisdictions paying greater attention to crypto-based fundraising, the ICO model appears to be the thing of the past, with more focus on regulated token sales. The point is, I think we're at the end, the complete end, the end of the ICO era. All the lawsuits are just about done. Everyone's paying their money. Was it Telegram? They paid, what was it, something million dollars, and they have to pay back the 1 point something billion. And this happened to Telegram and Ton and Kin and Kick and Mouse and Moose and all the other coins that were out there. Now it seems to be happening for Tezos as well. Ethereum paid the SEC. We don't know if XRP has ever had to pay the SEC. And I think there was speculation and news before that, EOS also had to pay the SEC. I think it was Tron, and there was another coin that were like in the news last year that they may have also been securities, but there was no information if they had ever had conversations with the SEC or had to pay any money back. So, cool. Tezos is not in trouble. I feel like $25 million is definitely a bit of trouble. I wonder, here's going to be a very interesting part of what's going to happen. And it's going to happen, but it's also not going to happen. For instance, in 2017, in the beginning of 2018, tons of people were buying into ICOs. There were hundreds, tons and tons of ICOs. They all got slammed down, turned off, whatever you kind of want to say, from their own countries and or the SEC. And a lot of lawsuits started flying all over the place. Yeah, put my money into your ICO, want my money back. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't get the money I made. Cool, amazing, even though that none of these people had any idea what a security was. However, right now we're seeing a mini mimic, but it's still a mimic of what happened in 2017. Tons of people are pumping tons and tons of money into DeFi projects. I see the comments. I see people talking. People asking me, why am I not talking about this coin? This coin gets back a 14% return rate. This coin does so-and-so. Why aren't you talking about this coin? This coin's amazing because all these people are pumping tons of money into these DeFi things, thinking that these 14, 15% return rates are going to last forever. They are not. Whenever we do happen to have a bull run and prices go pew and go really, really high and everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're super rich. And tons of people think the prices are going to raise forever and then forget to pull their money out of it with all these stars and jolly things in their eyes. And we go back to that 2-3 year period where prices just simply don't rise. People are going to get a little angry because they did not pull their money out. When they did not pull their money out, they're going to be like, okay, who do we blame for this? And when there's no one to blame, because these are all decentralized finance projects, a lot of people are going to start to go to the SEC and the CFTC demanding that they get their money back. This is why I said it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen because this is exactly why we are in a decentralized space. Do you understand? I'm trying to just give a little warning because I know a lot of people right here are listening and do not give a gosh darn about what I'm saying. Fact of the matter is, when that bull run starts and tons of people have their money in all of these decentralized finance projects and any other thing that may pop up during the rest of this year because there's probably something else in the works as well, when people start losing their money, we're going to have, whatever. Most of you were here during 2017. So just imagine a world. It's interesting because people don't care for regulations when they're making money, but the moment they've lost that money, who do I complain to? Who do you complain to when there's no one to complain to? Because, as I always say, do your own research. And I know people aren't going to do their own research. I say it for the one person out there who does listen. But it's going to be, we're going to a very interesting future ahead of us. Like, if you don't understand, it's going to be very fascinating because a lot of these things are going to start popping up. A lot more decentralized platforms are also going to start popping up. And just get ready and make sure you are properly prepared because, logic. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High, XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongo Lolo, Tsongo Lolo, Nostromo, John Saros, Indiana Marita, Ebibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohamaroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl 242 to the World Crypto, Joe Bankroll Network, Adobo, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas from North One Piece One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich 3, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangia, Lavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Mother Hishas, Everyday, and Kowski, Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodyming, Boatface, Anytime Fitness, Monks, Trainer Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Majonisa, on Crypto with Lionel, Crayola, Michelle, URL, Bolero, Bastos, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel in their own way. The moment the market is looking like it wants to move up, Bitcoin is currently up by 0.39%. It is over $9,000. It is at $9,149 US dollars. I'm expecting we're going to have a dip because that's exactly what's been happening over the last couple of days. We get over 9,000, we move below 9,000, we get above 9,000, we move below 9,000. Ethereum is currently at $226, up 1.71%. Cardano's up by 1.85. Lumens is up by 2.7. Crypto.com is up by 2.7. Tron is up by 3. Sure, why not at this point? It's looking very Christmas tree-y in the cryptocurrency market. Kyber Network and Celsius Network are up by 14 and 11%. Once again, sure, why not? We know they're being heavily accumulated by Grayscale. That was a joke. Bitcoin Gold is up by 6.6%. You know, we also know they're being used by the Chinese government. That was also a joke. And Lend is up by 6% because why not? This year's already weird enough, so why not have that also happen as well? Yeah, very weird day. I guess it's fairly common within the cryptocurrency space. The news is always going to be a bit of out there. But once again, fundamentals have not really changed. We have lower trading volume, but nothing detrimental has happened. More people are still using Ethereum. Bitcoin still does 3 to 5 transactions per second and is still going strong for 11 years. And everything is just fine. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are. wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See